Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Yee-Haw, a Bonanza podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, and today we are watching Season 1, Episode 21, The Spanish Grant. Thank you so much for your patience as I worked to get this episode up. I had a absolutely insane week last week. For starters, I got super sick out of nowhere. I have no idea how I got that or how it came on so fast, but it did. So I was out for a few days. And on top of that, I started a new job last week and I also moved out of my apartment. So it was crazy and I wanted to get this episode out, but I had to be honest with myself because that clearly wasn't going to happen. But I'm here now. So thank you for your patience as I've worked to get this episode up and I'm excited to get back into it. So today's episode is The Spanish Grant. It was written by Morris Lee Green, Lawrence Heath, and David Dortort. It was directed by Christian Nyby. It premiered February 6, 1960. Its special guests were Patricia Medina, Sebastian Cabot, Paul Picerni, Celia Lovsky, Victor Sen-Young, Ned Wever, Mike Ragan, Salvador Baguez, John Fredrick, Claudia Bryar, Stuart Randall, and Gerardo Gomez. The episode description is: the Cartwrights try to disprove the validity of a Spanish land grant to stop the de la Cuesta family from seizing part of the Ponderosa and all of the Carson Valley settlers' homestead lands. Before we get into today's episode, you guys, if you are on YouTube watching this video, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel before you leave today. And make sure to drop a comment and leave your thoughts on today's episode. I would love to hear them. Or if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, if you could please consider leaving me a positive written review over there, I would truly appreciate it. Every little bit helps, guys. I'm so grateful for the positive reviews so far, but if you have been listening to the show since the beginning and you're enjoying it, even if you are only listening on YouTube, if you could still run on over to Apple Podcasts and drop me a positive review, it would really help. Okay, so our guest star this week is Patricia Medina. She plays Isabella, I believe. Is it Isabella de la Cuesta? It's been like a week since I watched this episode because I watched the episode and I assumed I was going to record the reaction right after. And then I started to feel sick and I was like, that's probably not a good idea. Anyway, I am rambling. Patricia Medina plays Isabella de la Cuesta. She is a Spanish English actress. Her father was Spanish and her mother was English, so that's an interesting mix. She was born in Liverpool, England, and let's just read a couple of the things that she's known for. Well, this is very interesting. She is known for Snow White and the Three Stooges, 1961, The Killing of Sister George, 1968, Fortunes of Captain Blood, 1950, and The Three Musketeers, 1948. Four very interesting movie titles. Personally, I would go for Snow White and the Three Stooges, but that's just me. I'm actually curious about that now. What is that even about? Based on the classic fairy tale. This is so ridiculous. Larry, Moe, and Curly Joe, the Three Stooges, substitute for the seven dwarves while the Princess Snow White is forced to flee from her jealous stepmother, the Queen, played by Patricia Medina, who takes drastic steps to ensure that Snow White never gains the throne. Honestly, this sounds like a great movie to watch on a Friday night when you're by yourself, you got a couple of drinks. You know what? I'm going to make a note of that. That actually looks kind of fun. I haven't watched The Three Stooges since I was like, oh my gosh, little. It's been a while, but I should check that out. But of course, Patricia Medina, she was in a lot of these television shows. So many of these actors crossed over. It's, oh man, there's just so much I want to watch, you guys. She was in Burke's Law with Gene Barry. That's another show I want to watch. Anyway, that's a little bit on Patricia Medina. The box set had quite a few pictures on the Spanish Grant today, so let me go through my phone real quick. They had a couple of really great images of Lorne Greene and Victor Sen-Young, like cleaning the guns in the big room of the Ponderosa house, which are just some really, really nice shots. There's some great shots of Purnell and Patricia in the cantina together when Adam beats up that guy who was harassing Isabella, excuse me. And there are a couple of nice promo photos of Pernell and Patricia standing in front of the Ponderosa map, gazing into each other's eyes. Some of these pictures crack me up because it looks like the characters went to the mall like in the 1980s and they just posed for pictures. Or at least that's what I like to think of when I look at these. There's a interesting picture of Patricia Medina holding a guitar and gazing at the guitar. It's a very oddly staged picture, but it's funny. And of course, there are a handful of gorgeous pictures of Pernell Roberts. There's a picture of him standing in the cantina, what am I saying? Cantina doorway where he's got his hands on his belt and he's looking very seriously into the camera. He looks quite handsome as always. And then there's a few more pictures of Pernell, Victor, and Lorne looking at the guns and cleaning them. Some very masculine looking shots here, but there's a handful of great pictures here. But yeah, guys, this is one of the many benefits of having the box set is you just get to see all the behind the scenes pictures of the sets and some cool pictures of the main cast in their element. I've really been enjoying going through these. So if you don't have the box set yet and you've been thinking about it, you should get it because there's a lot of cool stuff on there. This episode also had an episodic promo, which is always fun to watch. That's pretty much what's on the box set today. So I think we're ready to watch the Spanish Grant. So let's get into it, guys. Pull up your copy and let's get started. Okay. We are hitting play in 3, 2, 1, go. An aggressive response. Cold. Very cold. Okay, but they just shot him for no reason. They said trespass. How much time did they even give them to get out of their house? Um, how long do you guys think they told them to stare into the camera for these intros? I've thought about that. The director's like, we just need you to smile into the camera for 10 seconds. Just a really long, awkward pause. It's funny to think about. Oh, that's that could have been a handful of any people, Joe. He honed in on this one guy immediately. You know, this outfit on Ben Cartwright is quite a different look for him. He's got very dark clothes on, maybe a little bit reminiscent of Adam in later seasons. I know, guys, I haven't shut up about this, but I am just crazy about this Ben and Adam team up. I just, oh my gosh, it just gives me so many theories about like Adam's upbringing and how he really did take on that role of the second parent. Keep your shirt on, Ben. Adam! He's so unfiltered sometimes. I just love him. Oh, oh, Isabella's very busy in between stealing land grants. I'm clearly very busy here. That was the most unfelt slap I think I've ever witnessed. He barely flinched. There was no reaction to that slap. Just a stone cold facial expression. Wow, that was really funny. The darling of the ballroom girls, and now he has you. Wow. It's a cold line. One thing I noted when in this episode, she talks like Mama Imelda in Coco, and I kind of love it. She like a very unique, powerful, a little bit like raspy of a voice. I think it's great. This frame is an aesthetic. It's very vibey, very nice, very cozy. Paul, would you like me and Little Joe to get out of this episode so you and Adam can do your thing? It's the translation. That shirt is swallowing Adam. Like it's eating him a little bit. Oh, there it looks a little bit better. But the frontal view, it looks like it was swallowing him a little bit. These early outfits are so interesting. I do miss the variety of the looks. Okay, Detective Cartwright. All right. So smooth. So smooth. This this episode perhaps begins a long string of episodes where Adam runs his own investigations into certain situations he's presented with in future episodes. Now this dance sequence goes on for quite a bit. Um, this dancer's name is excuse me, Hernaro Gomez. He has the most snatched waist of all time. He's in great shape. Now, does this dance sequence go on too long, or do you guys think it's fine? What's your opinion of this dance sequence? The first time I watched it with my dad was cracking up. It might go on for a little too long. But I don't know. I think it's a personal preference thing. Oh, dang it. You know what I should have done? I should have timed it from when Adam walked in. Dinner and a show. And I love this because he just exits and then we never see him again. So thank you, Hanaro Gomez, for that very entertaining sequence. God, I love her voice. Heck yeah, you are. You do not mess with Adam Cartwright. That's right. Get out of here, you punk. Exciting place. I'm here to interrogate you in a very sexy way. Bond. James Bond. I freaking love Adam. Oh my gosh. There is so much I want to talk about in terms of this dynamic here, but um it's like flirting with each other, but in a way that both of them know that they're playing a game and they need to use the other person to their advantage. There's some fun interplay between Isabella and Adam. Yeah, you could try to kill Adam, but it wouldn't work. God, I just love how upfront and matter of fact Adam is. There is no pretense with him. He just says things as they are. Okay, okay. Like this. I freaking love this interplay. Adam's candor is so funny. But he knows, right? Like he's not an idiot. He knows that she's trying to use her womanly wiles on him and he's like, "Fine, I'll play the game." Um it's just so funny cuz both characters know what the other one is thinking and doing and yet they're like they're both playing the chess with each other. It's so funny. That's a huge highlight of this episode for me is the interplay between Isabella and Adam is really really hilarious. Like this. Like then again, it's so funny cuz she's like, "Oh, I'm going to seduce Adam." And Adam's very aware that that's what she's going to attempt to do. And I love what he says here. Ben's, "Oh good, you started seducing her. Did it work?" I freaking love this. Like Ben doesn't even disapprove. I love that scene so much because Adam's like, okay, I find her very attractive. But she's clearly hiding something. She's very sensitive about her past. Like, this is what I love about his character. Is he is so matter of fact. He just says things. He's like, yeah, she's hot, but she's definitely lying. Also, it might not be her fault. I really like Adam's approach to her in this episode because Adam's essentially trying to figure out what the truth is. Ooh. He is playing the game so hard right now. This is great too because he kisses her like, "Oh, I'm falling in love with you," or whatever, and then he takes her and basically guilt trips her in the next scene. He's like, "This is what you're doing to people." Like essentially, Adam kisses her, right? To ultimately to get information, and then he takes her here and tries to essentially see if she has a conscience. He wants to see if she cares. He's trying to get like a read on her personality. This is what I mean by him playing the game. But while he's trying to figure out what kind of person Isabella is, he also harbors a lot of compassion for her. He's like, is she really pulling the strings or is it Don Antonio? Like that. What the heck? I'm looking for money. Seriously, where is the sheriff in all of this? I don't think I've been keeping track of the sheriff, but I think this week's sheriff is Sheriff Hawkins. And why are these men never anywhere to be found when all of this is going on? It's like they'll have one scene in the episode and then you never see the law again. No wonder Virginia City had such a turnover with sheriffs. Now this scene here is what a lot of the pictures on the box set were of. They were very good pictures of Lauren Purnell and Victor. I love the way he throws his hat on the ledge. It's just so smooth. This episode is yet again another great example of the Ben and Adam dynamic. They are much more equals than Joe and Haas and Ben. I guilt tripped her paw. Adam does this a lot. Checking people to see if they have a conscience, to see if they're actually good people. Like, he is a sincere seeker of the truth, looking at something from all angles. It's a great, great quality of the character. That was a really long pause. It's a very, very long pause. Ben's hair is looking particularly blue here, like silver, cobalt. This is really interesting though. Like as much guilt tripping as Adam gives Isabella in the previous scene, he still gets protective over her honor. Like he won't let her be bad mouthed unless there's some truth in it. Like until he's able to find out what the facts are, he's not willing to 100% lean into any one idea. It's like he has to have all the facts before he considers anything. Oh, there must be some truth to it because he's dead. And we've had some really good Ben and Adam episodes lately. That is harassment. Back off. They're like, we don't know what that was about, but we need to talk. Oh, that was so cold the way he just rejected her. Like, this is what I'm saying, dude, about Adam. Is like he has to have all of the facts. But until then, he's like not going to commit to something one way or the other. He's just observant before he makes a move on something. And yet he pities her. I just love that too. Like there's still so much compassion from Adam, but he doesn't say anything to her. He's just like, "Hey, this is a little rough." I don't know. There's when it comes to the Ben and Adam dynamic, there is so much that's left up to the imagination in terms of Adam's upbringing. It's just like there's a lot that you could think about there, a lot of headcanons you could come up with. I just really enjoy thinking about the early days of the Ponderosa, how like what what events really shaped Adam's personality, Haas's personality, Joe's. It's a lot of fun to think about, and especially in the dynamic that Ben has with each of his sons. As if. This is kind of a cool scene too because Purnell did all of his own stunts, which honestly, good for him. It does make a huge difference. Wow, that was a big Captain Kirk uh, jump in the face. Oh, grab him over the head with your legs bit. I love that. Oh, that leap. Honestly, good for Purnell Roberts for doing his own stunts. Kudos. That's a brutal death though, to be stomped to death by a horse. Wow. They reuse this one shot of Adam descending the brush quite a bit in the series. I remember seeing that shot in episodes like The Crucible. That's a frequently reused camera shot. Hmm. Now, here is where the episode turns into the plot of Anastasia. Oh, back in the cantina. Oh, interesting. Has Isabella caught feelings for Adam? I don't blame her, but we all know that wouldn't go anywhere. So, I don't think everybody loves the Cartwrights. I think previous episodes would disagree with you, but I don't know. The Cartwrights don't seem to be that loved in the Virginia City community. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never really gotten that impression. Adam goes to great lengths to find the truth. I freaking love him. Perpetuity. Yeah. Yeah, that word. What was that word? Perpetuity. Oh, that's actually really weird. It's 2:00 right now. That's very bizarre. Perfect timing, I guess. Oh, she's become a little bit of a softie for Adam. Oh, you know what? Maybe there was a bit of a missed opportunity to actually mm, have more of a human moment between Adam and Isabella, where they kind of drop their facades. You know, how I talked about earlier, they've been playing the game with each other, but what if there was a moment where they both dropped the facade and they had a genuine conversation where Isabella's like, you really care about what happens to these people? And then Adam could say something like, you know, I care about doing what's right. And then maybe they have a romantic attraction of sorts, but alas, it's not to be. This is Bonanza, so we can't have any notion of a serious romance in this show. But that might have been a nice addition to the episode. Maybe just having a moment of very genuine conversation where Isabella softens and you can see she's attracted to Adam's goodness. It's Grandmama from Anastasia. I'm telling you, man, this episode quickly turned into the plot of Anastasia. Heart, don't fail me now. Courage, don't desert me. That's what Isabella should sing. That knowing grin. Ooh, some drama's about to unfold, and we're going to enjoy this. The plot of Anastasia, ladies and gentlemen. So this actress, Celia Lovsky, who plays Dona Theresa, had such a small part, but I love her aura. I love her vibes. Like fierce elderly lady that should not be messed with. And she also does kind of talk like Grandmama from Anastasia. Like the parallels are ridiculous. Hmm. Mm. She shares that look with Adam. Oh my gosh, this is literally Anastasia. Hmm. She could do ASMR. She's got a beautiful voice. So we just have to take Dona Theresa's word? Like that's it? That's the only proof we need? I don't know if I like that as a final closure between her and Adam. Um I don't know. Maybe they could have had more of a moment at the end to bring it together perhaps a bit tighter. Hmm. Well, okay. I guess all that matters is that she denied the land claim. So those people get their land back, I guess. So that sums up the Spanish grant. A little bit of a bizarre ending. Um, again, I think I would have liked to see a moment between Adam and Isabella that was maybe that just closed the chapter a bit more. Talking about maybe just like having compassion for people. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit of a nitpick, but I personally would have liked to see something bring it a little bit more full circle. But obviously, this episode's all about land grants and people being forcefully moved from their property without proof of ownership from the De La Cuesta family. There's a lot of discussion on Isabella's character. Is she really Isabella? Is she really Rosita? Maybe a little bit of commentary on compassion for or lack of compassion for other people. Although I wouldn't say that that was a theme that they actively played into. Maybe it was a smaller part of the episode, but maybe they could have brought that in a little bit more. Patricia Medina had great energy. I really liked her. I love her accent. I love her vibes. She plays the fierce Spanish lady. There's a bit of mystique to her that I really enjoyed. Seductress vibes. A lot of great interplay between her and Adam, which I think is a highlight of this episode. Another highlight of this episode is, once again, we have the Ben and Adam dynamic on display. I love that relationship. It's so different from Hoss and Joe, and it's just, like I said, guys, it gives so much to the imagination, like the kind of responsibilities that Adam shoulders as he has slipped into that parental role, perhaps from a very young age. It's like you can almost see like what his character was like as a teenager, and maybe Ben put more responsibilities on Adam because Ben didn't have, a wife to rely on. So in that way, like, Adam became the second parent. Anyway, I need to shut up about that, but I can't help it. I love that dynamic so much. I think it's so awesome, the dynamic between Ben and Adam. The side characters, Sanchez, Don Antonio, Dona Theresa, minor characters. They suited their roles. They worked. Lovsky as Dona Theresa had a beautiful voice. But they didn't really stand out to me. I love Adam and Isabella's scenes. Like the flirty, I know what you're doing, but I'm going to play chess with you kind of vibe. Particularly, this gives good insight into how Adam functions. He knows that Isabella's playing a game with him. He knows that Isabella is flirting with him and trying to seduce him. And even that scene where he talks to Ben, he fully admits, he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm super attracted to her. He's like, she's super attractive, but she's not quite telling the whole truth. So I like that, like, Adam admits that. And something I really enjoyed is just Adam's pursuit of truth. His character is a seeker of truth. He questions everything and doesn't necessarily fully believe what he hears from others until he can verify what the truth is. He seeks his own answers, and I really love that. And despite like how neutral he is while he's trying to find the truth. Like, what is the truth of Isabella's character? What is the truth about Don Antonio? He still harbors a compassion for Isabella. So even when Ben is getting super intense, Adam steps in. He's like, hey, this isn't the way. Like, we need to get to the truth, but this isn't the way. Like, he even goes so far as to defend Isabella's honor. And I still really like that. Like, ultimately, he's not going to pick a side. He's very much like a neutral party until he can find what the facts are. And I've always really loved that about his character, because you also see that in episodes like The Ride, which is another one of my favorite Adam-centric Bonanza episodes. So I can't help it, guys. I can't shut up about Adam. I love him so much. It's just like his character is so firm, so strong. He seeks out the truth, but yet he still harbors compassion for others. He doesn't back down easily, and he's matter of fact. He speaks his mind. The point being, Adam is great, and I love him, and I think that this episode does a great job of exploring some core aspects of his character, how he functions when he's trying to find the truth. So those are my favorite moments. As far as least favorite, I wasn't crazy about the Anastasia-esque subplot, but I think that's just a personal preference thing. I still think the story is written pretty well. I think it's very entertaining. There's a lot to enjoy here, but the plot just wasn't my favorite, but I think that's just my preference. But it was good. Good pacing throughout the episode, basic plot, easy to follow, simple conflict. I enjoyed it for what it was. I liked this episode mostly for Adam, obviously, because he's my favorite and I'm always going to be a sucker for a good Adam episode. But what did you guys think? Did you enjoy this episode? Did you like the plot, or was it not engaging for you? For me, I take these early episodes as character studies of the main cast. So I would take this episode as a character study of Adam. What do you guys think? Did you like this one? Did you not like it? What was your favorite aspect? Did you enjoy the flirty dynamic between Adam and Isabella? I really enjoyed that interplay and how they're playing the other one to get what they want. I always find that super fun when you explore the dynamics between like men and women. Email me at yeehawbonanzapod@gmail.com with any thoughts on this episode if you want to have them read on the show, or you can just drop a comment here on my YouTube channel, or you can head on over to my Instagram or my TikTok at yeehawbonanzapod. Drop a comment over there. Come hang out. We have a fun little community forming over on Instagram right now, so I hope you'll join us over there. And I guess my final question would be, do you guys think that Isabella/Rosita was an imposter or not? I think the episode leans toward the fact that she actually is Isabella de la Cuesta, but they still want to leave it with a bit of ambiguity. So let me know what you think of that. And next week, we will watch Blood on the Land. I vaguely remember this one, but I think, is this the one where Adam gets kidnapped? Man, Adam gets kidnapped a lot. He has a couple episodes where he's taken hostage a few times. But please make sure to join me next time for Blood on the Land. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Oh, by the way, before we close out today, thank you for over 200 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I don't know how you guys are finding this channel, but I've gotten a steady influx over the last 2 weeks. So if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing to Yee-Haw, a Bonanza podcast. I hope you enjoy the show. Just looking to form a fun little community full of Bonanza lovers. So I'm so happy that you guys decided to check out this podcast. But thank you for over 200 subscribers, and I cannot wait to continue growing this channel. So I guess that's it, and I will see you next time when we watch Blood on the Land. Have a great afternoon, guys.